And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Shadow Empire, in Fontus, some aliens, Mayhem. We're on round 137, basically the end of round 137. Let's remind ourselves of the current state of affairs. We are now in first place. We're at 21.4 victory score. We need to get to 50 victory score to win, while keeping the next closest at least 25 behind us. You could probably quickly do the math here. It may still be plausible for us to win without having to start a war with someone else. I suspect we will have to start a war with someone else to realistically win this game. Which, interestingly enough, is probably going to involve a combined air-sea invasion of another continent. So that will actually be a little interesting. I have not had to do one of those before. I don't think we're going to get to that to this stream. I think we're going to probably spend most of the stream trying to clear out this continent. And trying to clear out this continent over here, which we've just about finished. Integrating these guys will be a big bump to us, and might take advantage of the fact that these guys are hostile. We do have ways to piss these guys off, to swing towards a state where we could clear war without a happiness hit fairly easily. Get them off the continent pretty easily, and then probably just swing around to try to get back to peace again. Same sort of thing over here with the Nebel. So we got Nebel, Worm, Totalan, and Becker, let's say. So basically the four majors are still intact. Montgomery has kicked the bucket. We've already driven... Beckersnet was previously up here with these two ports, so the port here and the port here. And then Totalan was the port here. Yeah. Totalan's probably actually the easiest one for us to reach for a naval/air invasion. Although we do run into one slight problem. I think they're about 6 X's out by air from here to here. So we're going to probably have difficulty trying to do that with helicopters. We'll have to see how good our helicopters end up being. Now, looking at our construction project, we got enough going that I probably don't want to add more construction projects. The hydroponic and the agricultural dome will probably solve the food. We'll see if that does. Port expansion, that's probably actually one of the reasons we're having food issues. The port expansion is interfering with the food shipping from continent to continent. And we got the bureaucratic office, the rail station, and the truck station. Doesn't look like we have any severe delays. We did bad roll here, which is why we got a half turn instead of a full turn. Tech-wise, I think we're going to finish up water purification, then we won't need to really worry about water again, as long as we remember to build the water purification. Oceans make that pretty easy. We could be going into volcanic energy trapping. I think what I'll probably try to do is balance research discovery a little bit. So we can find power banks, housing, and geo. Serpentization is also a little tempting. Although we don't necessarily have the high-tech parts for that right now. And let's do that balancing right now before I forget. So orgs, economic, call you up, priorities. Keep those stable, and then we will sweep like 25-20. I think is a good place for that. And that's because, yeah, we probably want water purification. We're not necessarily desperate for it to be done quickly. And we don't have a good next thing to research. I do want housing. We need 4 in advanced engineering before we get down here. Yeah, we could do volcanic energy trapping, but we don't know where any of the volcanoes are. There may be volcanoes. I'm not sure if this actually turns off there are no volcanoes. But we want 4 for automation, although we don't really want volcanic energy tapping. If we don't have any volcanoes. Power banks is tempting regardless, because the ability to store power is useful, especially when I swap out a bunch of energy weapons. We're going to get jet engines before we can do the Thopters or turbojets, even harder for the VTOL. And yeah, we want 4 down there, but and then that's military discovery. And we're a bit backlogged in the military stuff. We want the Gauss, the charge Gauss. We want the heavy combat armor. We're going to want the heavy guided RPG, which is going to give us the ability to discover stuff over here. So I'm not necessarily in a rush to turn that discovery up. Even though if we're trying to get into automation, we probably want ammo compactation and resonance scanners. Okay, let's cycle the turn. Unless I think there's any cards we want to play. Have we done diplomacy with our... Although I don't think I'm ready for integration. We're not native aliens. We've already got your protectorship. Could be rolling for that client. It's going to be hard to do that client. Of course, hard doesn't mean I shouldn't do it, although no shadow diplomats, so we're not gonna try. Oh, no shadow diplomats is implausible. Because the highest we can get is 235, which isn't gonna get us 277. And offer protection there. Yeah, same sort of logic. Did we do alien on the Xeno?
Sir, yes, sir.
Get an alien on the Xeno. Covert ops. I actually have a lot of spies. I saw... Okay, we don't know enough about the island in there. There is an island there. I don't know how big it is. Let's do a recon maritime, or recon info contract with the neighbors. Neighboring... Well, at this point, the primary MTH gives some more info on the world. That's for my high-tech part, took into high-tech vault, but we're not rushed for that. Let's take a cabinet retreat.
Roger that.
Into war games. I'll just call it good for the turn. Over here, we're definitely having delivery issues because of the shortage of workers at the port. Down here, we're having a little bit of combat issues. These are the local wildlife that are giving problems are classified as tanks. Or not tanks, walkers. And surprisingly tanky because of that. I think that means they're hard targets, and we're mostly fighting them in infantry. Not the anti-tank style of infantry either. But yeah, we're slowly making progress down here. If we can push what's left back into the sea, we'll be good. We got attacked, we held, we actually killed 400 of them. Oh, our troops ran there, although... Okay, we killed 600 infantry over the end turn. We didn't lose any troops. We have 9 decisions awaiting us on round 138. We did get the BP to 19, so the demand has been satisfied. Discovered mechanized RPG infantry. Okay. War games. Got on the show diplomat.
Affirmative.
Calm the worker strikes down with that. We're going to take the not fist option there because it's expelling people. We're actually enforcement, so we'll say no here. Recon contract, 16 turns. 16 turns. We want to know their language better.
Sir, yes, sir.
They demand the release of a spy. What's their opinion of us? not too worried about them declaring on us. Because they don't have a shared coastline, or shared land border right now. We'll say no to get the fist.
Sir, yes, sir.
We're being blackmailed. This is... Nebel. Which is them. I'm not too worried about pissing off, so we're gonna say... Oh, this is a weird one where we get fist for saying yes, so we'll say yes because we like fist. Our spies have found info. This is Becker. Let's check which one's which for Becker. We want to... I think it's the heart one. Yeah, they're all merit governed fist. We want the heart to be happiest. That's probably where we're being blackmailed, to be fair. Makes sense. Or is it the it might be the humanists. It might be the mind one. We'll do the shrine educators. See if that makes them. Well, that alone's not gonna be enough. Like the shrine educators are a little bit more likely to win the election. Oh, we're burning food quite badly. Yeah, you're hiring reasonably quickly. Just I screwed up and didn't pre-deploy enough workers there to keep the port working at the same time as it's being built. Yeah, the problem's getting better. Just it's a problem in the meantime. And there's nothing left to ship. So that is that. Okay, we stand a decent chance of getting that pocket collapse, even though we're actually bringing the HQ in for firepower. It's a good way to get the commanders dead. Give that one another turn before we do the attack there. And then over here...
We're under fire! Requesting backup.
Okay. And yeah, the tank here is a bit useless. Because it swamps. Which is a bit of a shame. Pull the tank back then. The wheeled armored car is a little bit more useful.
See you on the other side.
These are classed as walkers, so none of our weapons are really super effective against them. Yeah. Oh, that is a little bit better recon location, so that's going to be fine. You probably still need population for growth, getting the workers going. Oh, you don't actually need that many. Necessarily need that many.
Sir, yes, sir.
700 should in theory give you enough, so as long as you can keep that recruitment balance, you'll be happy. That's enough for you. That down here, that's actually enough for you. Okay. Now we're thinking, can I get the minimum amount of people in to get the civilian sector working properly in all these locations? Yes. And then you're happy, and you're happy. So yeah, now it's just trying to ship guys over to here to keep this working, which doesn't work when the shipping grid's full. That's fair. What about delays as far as construction is concerned? I don't like that burn on food. Okay, the agri-dome is done, so that'll start providing some more food next turn. So at least wait one turn, if not 2 turns, before we start panicking about food. 50 is oddly specific, so I suspect that is a... Yeah, it was a 4% production penalty going terribly. So that delayed another half turn. So, if everything continues at speed, bureaucratic is done. Oh, the agriculture facility was actually delayed. It also suffered a delay. Yeah. Everything goes according to plan. Not next turn, but the turn after next, we should have food positive, hopefully. To make sure that we don't run out of food in the meantime, let's just buy a bunch of food.
Yes, sir.
Should buy us some time with the food. And then I could do with a little bit more money, so we're going to go into nation. Efficiency drive. And efficiency drive. And then minor. Xeno diplomat. You.
Sir, yes, sir.
So if we can, we want to prove their opinion of us until they are like 100%. And then if we do a little beachhead, we'll be able to negotiate peace with them. Done that before in previous runs. Propose peace on you.
Sir, yes, sir.
Failure. Although that was kind of expected. Offer protection to you is unlikely to go through. We got a 4% chance of that hitting if we do a Shadow Diplomat. We are going to Shadow Diplomat to try hitting it.
Sir, yes, sir.
Ooh, that didn't improve as much as I think it did. We must have swapped over to the lead being... The default lead being the younger person, the advisor. Because our old foreign affairs advisor was better initially. Right? We're up to 52 diplomacy base. Whereas our attached advisor is now up to 54 base. Okay, so it's not a big focus on him being better. He is a little better. It's slightly less charisma, but a little bit better otherwise. Yeah, we can't even hit that one. Okay. You're a major, you're a minor. Could we propose peace? Wrong type of minor. Fair enough. Yeah, and you're the wrong type of minor. Oh, you're not aligned, okay. Okay, the metal situation's improving. And with construction projects finishing, that should work out better anyway. That should start to recover. Second my turn. Should be coming around to us soon. I think the faction is doing right now, or was doing as I started that comment, I think, is actually the arachnids. We can attack them online, but we hold. Round 139. We've suffered no losses nor made kills. We have 5 decisions. On round 39. 139. Discovered power banks. Cool. I'd rather do that over volcanic energy sampling, because we'd actually potentially make use of that. On the Shadow Diplomat. You want happiness to go up. I will accept.
Affirmative.
Because it's plausible that just happens without me doing
Yes,
anything.
sir.
Zone upgrade. We will agree.
Roger that.
Ask them to help us learn about their language better. Yes.
Sir, yes, sir.
We're being blackmailed again. I'm gonna say no because this
Sir, yes, sir.
giving us heart. If we say yes.
Requesting backup.
Okay, that's the one we can probably get with the infantry pretty easily.
Going in.
Okie dokie.
Okay, so these zones aren't, by any stretch of the imagination, happy. But they're functional now, from a worker standpoint, which is a start. That's one reason we want to grab housing. Housing's one way for us to try to fix zone happiness. More permanently. Well, more permanently while we'll try to do focusing on Fist. Because we don't necessarily want a lot of quality of life. We don't want a lot of culture. What's the odds if we just sort of toss everything in? Unknown odds. Okay, so it's either going to be really easy or it's going to be a terrible bloodbath. That's basically what this is telling us.
Let's go.
Ah. Okay, we got rid of 3 of them. The cost of 4 of us, so that was not a great exchange ratio. Fort is making progress. Workers are continuing to grow. 2.6 turns left, although construction-wise, we've only been able to do 50% of turns, so it's about 5 actually left, let's say. Which isn't super great. And that's actually probably the main target for colonists, if we start throwing colonists out. Do I still have that Shadow Diplomat on? Well, actually I have 2 anyway, so...
Sir, yes, sir.
Shadow Diplomat you, Shadow Diplomat Advisor.
Sir, yes, sir.
Oh, I'm not quite getting the numbers I want. Okay. So it's not plausible to succeed on that roll. So that makes that one worse. Not plausible to succeed on that roll either. Okay. That one's plausible.
Sir, yes, sir.
Of course, don't hit it, but it's plausible. Okay. Yeah, our attempts to expand are, in some ways, actually slowing down because we're dealing with the wildlife, and weirdly, the wildlife are actually a little bit harder to deal with than the majors. Not that I don't think the majors won't be a problem. They'll probably definitely be a problem for having to do naval landings, because I think their biggest weakness right now is their capacity to ship resources en masse across the ocean. And, of course, when we land their home continent, it'll be the other way around. We'll be having that problem, they won't. Yeah, with these Walker amphibious units, I'm going to be really wanting some anti-vehicle planes at some point. Round 140, we got 6 decisions. We've developed the missile launcher. We've completed the charged Gauss small arms.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Applied science is always going to be mostly research and not discovery. And yeah, here I think it's heavy
Understood.
combat. That'll be what we need for the next generation. We haven't even finished upgrading the last generation, but missiles. Do I just go big? It's always tempting to go big on these sort of weapons, especially if I'm not going to be using them for a long time, right? So it'd be like heavy, triple diesel with middle armor. If we ran medium, we can get away with a little bit of armor. Yeah, if we ran medium, we can get away with a little bit of armor. But the heavy conventional is going to last longer, and hopefully these guys don't see combat anyway, so... Or see melee combat anyway. So yeah, probably just design the really big missiles.
Order received.
Wants more embedded staff? No.
Yes, sir.
I don't
Yes,
want mine,
sir.
so we can buff their opinion that way. That works out for me. Construction-wise... Truck station's done, rail station's done, hydroponic food factory is done. Hopefully next turn that means we should be food positive. Port 2 is still taking its sweet time due to lack of workers on this end. What's the speed it's proceeding at? 70%? Okay, so not this turn, not next turn, but the turn after that it should start to accelerate simply because it won't need a full turn worth of workers anymore. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the shipping's still suffering from it. Yeah, still got a place where it's saturating out in the middle of the shipping route.
See you on the other side.
Oh, the squids came to shore, so this is not going to be a battle we're going to win. I was hoping it was just the smaller unit. Hoping it was these guys. They panicked. Although, them panicking, if we can't get all of them to retreat, they just stay in the hex. Okay. Okay, so we just lost a recon buggy. That's not too bad. And everything's trending up industry-wise, so I can probably do a mass upgrade of riflemen to 4. Yeah, mass upgrade.
Yes,
Not
sir.
everything will upgrade, so we got 29 of them upgraded. I'm pretty sure that's not all of them. I suspect it's ones over here, for example, that haven't upgraded. Maybe it is all of them. Let's check. Model. 3. Oh, is that actually all of them? Yeah, it looks like all the infantry upgraded. Okay. I was not expecting that to actually be all of them. Well, that's good to know. In which case, we can obsolete you and set you to regular, and everything's fine. Isn't that the case with the machine guns as well? No, we haven't upgraded all the machine guns yet.
Yes, sir.
Now I think that's all the machine guns as well. Yeah, because there's only the one unit that should be running the machine guns. Okay. We're obsolete. We're now on to the Whirlwind 3s. RPGs is probably the same. I know we still got a bunch of the RPGs kicking around. RPG 2s.
Yes, sir.
And no, we did not get rid of all of them. Or did we? No, because you're 2s. That can't be all of them. Oh, the number's getting cut off. So I'm saying Panzer Scare I, and it's actually Panzer Scare I. Game's playing a trick on me. Game's trolling me. I haven't had that happen before, but I guess it can do that. Okay, so that's all those guys upgraded. The artillery we haven't upgraded. It might make sense to upgrade the artillery at some point, but for the armor. But we probably want the full. Well, we'll probably have the full-size gun at this point for them. Same thing with the trimmer gun. Not in a rush. Not in a rush at all. Okay, well that was a productive turn from improving the troop quality. I think we already worked out we don't have... Not getting enough of a buff to get these guys. Normally it's plus 50, but apparently... Rating one of the soft caps, I think is what's happening. The Shadow... Yeah, the Shadow Diplomat, I think, is a soft cap. Modified aggression, other factors, modified for their militia size, modified for tradition, yeah. Oh, and that's a little island. That's a little island. Just a little island over here. Hopefully nothing on it. That wouldn't be too bad to practice doing a air landing to take over. And at this point, I think we mostly got an idea of what the continents look like. It's just that lump that we're having issues trying to see. And I don't have enough recon to check it, apparently. Not yet, at least. Okay, let's cycle the turn. Okay, we do have one of them trying to sneak around. What are the fish things trying to sneak around the back? Of our line. We lost 100 infantry that turn. For no kills. It's round 141. We got 7 decisions winning us. One of which is what to do at the dome breach in 2 different locations. New org. It is tempting to grab the Air Force research.
Yes,
Grab the
sir.
Air Force research.
Order
Focus on
received.
model design.
Roger that.
Sir, yes, sir.
Roger that. Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
They want a scientific expedition. This will make them happy. You know,
Yes, sir.
I don't mind. Something about personal armor optimization? Either I think it discovered personal armor optimization for us, or it got bonuses from it. I'm not sure which of those two.
Requesting
Of
backup.
course the squids do stuff like that. Okay. It would just be the armored vehicle doing that attack if we were to do it. Okay. I'd like the infantry to join in as well. Okay, let's try to clear this pocket. Again, I'm going to take the risk of bringing the HQs into the fight, which risks losing the commanders, but I think we may have actually lost one of the commanders, and I didn't get asked for their replacement because we actually have no spares at the moment, so I should probably get some more officers as well.
Need ammo. Run! Run! Run!
Keep getting to the point where the last subunit isn't retreating. Got another one destroyed. Losses on our end actually weren't that bad. We only lost 3 subunits. Yeah, it's a supplying issue up here. And not professional... Well, not professional replacements, at least. Still would like that housing. Let's double check to make sure I don't actually have... Oh no, we have reserve pool members. Okay, so must have an officer for it then. So if we got good leader options, we'll definitely take a roll.
Roger that. Roger that. Roger that. Roger that. Roger that.
2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 5. That's what we're looking for the director of the research committee. Yeah, you'll make a decent research committee. You've actually got a lot of diplomacy. It's a little bit almost wasteful to put you on research, but we're putting on a research. And then it's mostly 2s. And a couple 1s. You in particular are so bad.
Roger
I'll find
that.
a different source of work. He's... Yeah, you're pretty bad too. Go find a different source of work.
Roger that.
Sir, yes, sir.
One turn left. So if it doesn't complete this turn, and it probably won't, we only had enough workers to do 83% construction. At least require less construction workers next turn, so it should stop interfering with so much of the trade, with the shipping. It's not preview, bottleneck. Yeah, we're still bottlenecked on that sea route. And it's unloading. It's unloading the port that's being the issue. Which is why we're upgrading the port. So we got twice as many unloading capacity. So mostly remove the unloading penalties. You think that? Well, at this point, there's an argument to unload, expand this side as well. Yeah,
Yes,
let's start
sir.
building that
Roger
side up as well.
sir.
Okay, cycle that turn. Okay, we're on round 142. We suffer no losses, although do we see a couple of our tiles get taken? We have 6 decisions awaiting us. Act doctors. And then, yeah, we want that Camp 5. Oh, in theory, you were a little bit better for the job right out of the gate, is what that's implying. Inventor's Discovery, although we might actually want some Discovery on this. Mostly it's going to be a lot of science. You're going to grow into the job better, although you start off worse, is what's being implied. Your democracy mine, so we're going to be able to keep you happy with democracy. Your enforcement militia, so we'll probably be able to keep you happy as well, so it doesn't really matter. Who do I have in other positions? I might actually fire someone from one of the other positions. Does a lot of research. Your Camp 3. Military is probably Camp 2. Yeah, it would be a big improvement on the military. And the other one's applied science. I think their applied science person is pretty... Yeah, okay. I know what we're gonna do. We're gonna save you for the applied science. Even though applied science is mostly science and less inventing. I'm gonna give you this current job.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Probably Grenadier Infantry. I do like my Grenadier Infantry.
Affirmative.
Acknowledged. Confirming orders.
Sir, yes, sir.
Critical success, no danger increase. Underground complex. Hey, you can roll the 24, hopefully.
Roger
We're only going
that.
to talk to the AI once. Okay, succeeded. We got the ice mining optimization, and not super important.
Sir, yes,
Want to be
sir.
able to have a conversation with those guys. And then, yeah, was the applied science one I think we're going to retire? Well, I say retire. We're going to pull him out of applied science and he'll end up being a military apprentice. So we'll say, you're going to get a different job. I'm
Yes,
going to
sir.
relieve you other
Yes, sir.
job.
We're under fire.
Oh, that was a lot of tanks getting destroyed in a random ambush. Oh, dear. It's like, we know they're in that hex. Oh, I know they're in that hex. I've got the metagaming sense there, right? These are local wildlife. They're not going to be that good against the armored vehicles.
We need you on the other
Promptly
side.
destroy a couple armored vehicles. Game just has to prove me wrong sometimes.
We are under fire. Requesting backup.
Okay. Shipping over here, I think we're still bottlenecked. Granted, the bottleneck at this point is due to pre-existing bottleneck, let's assume. Even if we got the workers back to work the docks, which apparently we don't. We should next turn. Yeah, we got 5,000 more jobs than we need next turn. It'll come back next turn. And then we got piles and piles, 7.6k, 8.6k worth of food to ship across. And these guys are waiting for bolts. Yeah, okay, I need to stop shooting stuff because I don't got the bolts to shoot. On the other hand, I think I'm going to start pushing for war with these guys. It isn't going to be too hard to get going. We just insult them twice.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And we got open comms and trade, so I just do limit trade on them.
Sir, yes, sir.
So we're at the point where we could probably declare on them. Without a happiness blowback. In fact, they may declare on us, right? They're hostile and they're below 30, so they could declare on us. Attempting to deploy. Let's deploy them down here. No HQ, infantry. Yes. There we go. And the guy we just promised another job to, that's his job. He has a job. We're gonna give him a job nice and quickly. So we won't be on that job for too long. Okay, cycle that turn. Most of our construction projects that we had ongoing are mostly complete. Obviously, besides the port we just started up. How short of workers are we there? I might be tempted to drop the capital. Make sure we have enough workers. Yeah, we'll just drop them in the capital.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
That way we can mitigate the issues from portage on this end. Okay, back around to us. It's round 143. We got 7 decisions. Got some abductions. Research complete on the propeller engine. I feel like the Air Council probably got a little bit too much research BP assignment to them. So yeah, you're getting this job.
Order acknowledged.
And you're going to focus on, or the air research after the propeller is going to be rocket, just to get it out of the way.
Sir, yes, sir.
Yes,
Mitigate
sir.
that,
Roger that,
or at least
sir.
attempt to mitigate that. Attempt to mitigate that.
Yes, sir.
We promised you another job, so we'll give you the job.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, +3 to other leaders.
See you on the other side.
Okay, we drove him back into the sea, which is not exactly what we wanted to do. But no longer on land. Replacements. We need 1 replacement. Got like 10,000 replacements apparently sitting around waiting for delivery. Let's check to see if those are actually... Yeah, those are actually riflemen for our units. Probably units over here, honestly. And the bottleneck is still in the transit. The port is in fact now finished, so next turn we should have adequate shipping capacity. That should almost double the shipping capacity coming across. Okay. And then up here, everyone's fully hired. They were before the abductions. Because of course that's what happened. I don't have enough people to backfill the workers. We'll do what we can.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
Okay, it should be able to hire enough to keep the dock construction going and the dock going, which is the important thing there. And then you absolutely hit us. So we're at the point where we can officially do major war on you
Sir, yes, sir.
right now. Or, and like so, they've lost all ground contact, or all ground deployment on our area. We do have the rail connection. The thing we'll need to be worried about while we're trying to get back to peace with them is if they come back across. If they can find a landing spot to land on or whatever. Although we've got no indications that they will. Here we're waiting for bullets and we're waiting for replacements, so we gotta wait. We just gotta wait there. Minor, Xenodiplomat on you.
Sir, yes, sir.
Okay. Still hoping to discover housing. That's the big one we're looking for. The delay on discovering is making me think it's probably going to be Serpentization or Geo Tectonics next. With the amount of water that we have, Serpentization wouldn't be too terrible. If we're looking for more power. Good thing the quality of life in the capital is high. We're at the point where we got too high of a ratio of workers to civilian workers. So we won't be able to keep the workers happy with payroll. Because trying to raise their payroll just causes the civilian payroll to rise as well. Because the money you pay your workers, it's spent by, well, the workers, the military, and the stuff in the zone. Mostly the workers. Get spent in the public sector, so that just ends up as revenue to the civilian pops. So when you get a point where more than half the city is the working population, the government workers, you get in a situation where any raise in their wages causes a raise in their wages. So we can't use their wages as the way to keep them happy. So housing would be the long-term permanent solution, especially if I think I'm going to continue employing more. Yeah. Good old subsidized housing, I think it's the direction we would like to go. Oh, and looking at the time, we've come up on... Well, we've just gone over an hour. As soon as we get it back around to our turn, we're going to go ahead and put the part break in. This is going to be a continuation of the three-part... three-game, three-night schedule. This is the last day we're going to be doing 3 parts, 3-night, because family that's been in town leave tomorrow morning. So tomorrow night we're going to go back to 4 parts. As was technically we have 4 parts already recorded. Spoilers for yesterday in Panzer Corps 2, but 4 parts is what we're going to record tomorrow, and so on and so forth into the future. So we're going to be adding a new game into the mix in the coming days. But today we're still going to be doing 3 parts. Just noticed a chat from Super Cool Ant saying raise taxes. I really don't need to raise taxes, and that won't reduce the revenue anyway. Because that's not how that revenue is calculated. That's pre-tax revenue. raising the taxes is not going to drop their income. It'll make me more revenue, but I don't need more revenue. I got plenty of revenue. We lost that defense. Not a big concern there, though. Okay, so we'll be picking up on the next part, on round 144. Over that end turn, we did lose 500 infantry. I think that was 500 militia infantry. So it's not super important infantry. Although, maybe a little annoying, we still lost them. We'll have 4 decisions to deal with. If you're watching on YouTube, that will be the part up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, I'm going to take about a 3-minute break to get up and stretch the legs, and then we'll be back to record the next bit. So until then, I wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.